Ever since the release of episode 6, I've seen so many opinions on Jax, as now we truly get to see the real him. It felt like before we didn't see much of his true nature, obviously, but I think that includes the actual consequences of his abusive actions towards characters like Gangle. With Gangle describing her feelings and how she feels like a toy for Jax's amusement, as well as displaying clear and undeserved fear, on her part, of him even when he's not around. And when I say undeserved, I mean she shouldn't need to fear him, and she shouldn't need to fear anyone. Because of this, I've seen the hate for Jax grow increasingly over the past few days. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a place for opinions, and all opinions are welcomed here. All I ask is that you don't disrespect mine or others in the comments of this video. And if you feel like expressing something regarding the actual show, please let me know. I'd love to hear. After all, this is currently my hyperfixation, so I would love to talk about this to someone. So, yeah. Anyway, to put it simply, Jax is an abuser. Whether he intends to be or not, he is. His actions are cruel towards others, and it's very evident in every episode. But he's also his own abuser. You can say what you want about Jax, but he's not doing this because he's having fun, no matter how much he says it in the show. No, he's doing this because he's coping. And it's not like he wants to even harm his friends. It's not really the case at all. He's just harming them because he associates safety with danger and danger with safety. You see this even in episode 5. I am convinced he doesn't believe he's abusing Gangle. He thinks she's enjoying his teasing because in his mind it's funny when it's not. So that's just clear he doesn't mean to harm Gangle in any way. He's doing this all because on the surface level he thinks it's funny and he thinks it's normal. But again, it's not. And I think he's starting to feel the effects of it. For himself, he's his own abuser as well. He may not feel it at the beginning, and he didn't for the longest time, but I think it was Pomni who truly showed him that what was going wrong was going wrong. He definitely felt a true friendship with her, and to him, it felt unnatural because, again, we associate safety with danger, and when he finally felt safe, he needed to push it away. I don't think many people know about this, but abusers sometimes don't even know they are abusing someone. Most of the time, abuse stems from a long line of abuse from generations, and because of that, it feels normal to hurt. Likewise, it feels normal to feel hurt, because it's all they know. And naturally, when someone feels something that's unnatural to them, it's weird, it's bad, and we need to get away from it. Now, all this being said, is Jax a good person? I mean, it's hard to say. On one hand, no, he's not. Abuse is not an excuse, rather only an explanation. What he's doing is hurtful to others. He hardly ever apologizes and just never acknowledges it. But at the same time, I wouldn't say he's evil or anything like that. There are clear signs he is a good person, sometimes, and despite those signs being small, sometimes they can speak loudly about one's character. Even when he knows he's hurting someone, deliberately, his facial expressions show he's hurting too. He said something terrible to Pomni, and when he sees she's hurt, he's hurt. An evil and bad-hearted person wouldn't feel any empathy or remorse, so it's complicated.
You know none of this is real, right?
Oh, what do you mean? Like the circus?
The game today is literally to shoot each other, so what's the point in taking this moral high ground? I know you hate it here. Everyone does. But the silver lining is you can pretty much do whatever you want. Not gonna let me out of this one. Well, I don't know, it's got a bunch of little pods on it. Looks kind of like an egg sac or something. It's gross. Makes my skin crawl. Whoops, sorry.
I hope you guys are ready for my ricochet super move!
Oh, here's the light.
Huh.
High five!
Yeah!
To be honest, I can kind of relate to Jax, and I guess Gangle as well in a really weird way. I know a few people who are kind of like Jax, and I'm friends with them. Weirdly enough, they make the same jokes Jax does, and to be honest, I kind of find Jax's jokes funny, so please don't hurt me, guys. That's kind of the main reason I don't hate him. He's my favorite character out of the bunch, so I kind of get where he's coming from. Plus, I also have a sense of empathy for Jax and Gangle. I myself have suffered from emotional abuse from a few people, one of them being someone who's meant to be important in my life. And I did develop quite a few habits that both Gangle and Jax do. I understand the feeling of associating danger with safety and vice versa. And once you start to break out of it and discover a true sense of friendship, it feels really weird. Because at first you're thinking, like, they're lying to you and everything is out of pity, and you just don't believe anything nice they ever do to you. It's just a weird feeling. And it takes a lot to break someone out of that weird feeling, especially if that person has been stuck in this danger is safety mode for a while. So I kind of get it. Obviously, again, people can have their own opinions, and this is my opinion about Jax. Jax is someone who deserves a variety of things, including a downfall. And what I mean by this is he needs a reality check. Someone like Pomni needs to remind him that they aren't cartoon characters at all, rather that they're humans, which I think would actually be the best full circle thing that could happen to him. Truly, I think it would develop his character and make him realize the terrible things he's done. The consequence of his actions could end up being him coming close to abstraction and Pomni saves him, or maybe he almost ends up, like, abstracting someone else and then regrets it and then tries to save them. I really hope it's Pomni if that's the case, because I don't think Jax would actually do that for anyone else. Like, he doesn't open up to Zubul. He hates Ragatha. Gangle is more like a mutual that he messes with rather than a friend. And there's Kinga. And Kinga is, I don't know, I guess Jax just doesn't care about Kinga. Also, there's like a bunch of other things I haven't talked about yet regarding Jax. Like as I said, abuse is something that stems from a long line of people, and abuse is something that can take many shapes and forms. Overly relying on someone for emotional validation is something that can take a form of abuse if it gets to a point where it's harming you and the other person. And I think this is what could have happened with his friend Ribbit, who abstracted right before Kaufmo. I have a feeling that he definitely caused Ribbit's abstraction. Like, he may have ignored their feelings, or maybe Ribbit had been trying to seek out too much from him and he just couldn't take it. And when Ribbit abstracted, he started to feel like it was his fault and all of that. And I think regarding Gooseworks' words in saying we haven't seen the worst thing Jax has done yet is such a weird sentence, in my opinion. Like, that could go in so many ways. Like, for example, that doesn't have to mean something he's about to do later in the series. It could mean something he's done previously that we just haven't seen yet, like in a flashback, and I guarantee it might be something about Ribbit, probably. And if it were something to happen like after, like in the present day of the series, I feel like Goose would have worded it like we haven't seen the worst thing Jax is going to do. You get what I mean? Plus, the worst thing, like the worst thing could mean the worst thing in his mind, or like the worst thing he thinks he's done, not necessarily the worst thing anyone's ever going to do, you know? I just think that Goose is such an amazing writer and director, and I don't think she's going to give a character the ending that they undeserve. You get what I mean? We can all tell Jax is suffering, and no one deserves to suffer and have a terrible end, so I have hope that his arc will come full circle. I really hope it does. Again, I do want him to face the consequences of his actions, and I want him to make it up to Gangle in some way, because I know what it's like to be on the receiving end, and it's not great at all. It's not fun. But that same sentiment also goes to Jax as well. And I hope by the end of the series, he gets something close to a happy ending, at least, you know? Anyway, thanks for listening to this analysis and rant. This is my first video on this channel, but because I'm afraid of communities, I don't want to like start arguments or anything, so please be nice in the comments if there are any people watching this. But don't be afraid to tell me something you thought about episode 6. I am planning on making a few theory videos here and there. I would love to be active here, but it mostly all depends on what I'm thinking about, so have a good day, and subscribe if you want some more amazing Digital Circus content, because that's all I'm going to be talking about for a bit, so bye!
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer.
Are you seriously gonna start singing that?
I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage. I can't afford a carriage, but you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two. Oh wait, I have a key to Zubal's room.